Okay, so I already have my images in my document. These are my reference images that I'm going to use to recreate my line drawing on top of it. With that, I have them in the right position. I'm creating balance and asymmetry. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to prepare my drawing to create my line work on top of it. Okay, so with that, we're gonna go to the layer palette. That is this paper looking icon, and with that you'll notice that I have one layer, and these images right now are on one layer. If I click on that little arrow, you'll see the other, you can see all the individual images on that layer. I have my mouse, my path, and my raven. Well, what I'm gonna do is I want to click on my raven layer and then go to that second icon, which is with the ones with the circle, and I'm going to drop the opacity to about 50%, so that way when I draw on top of it I can see my line work. And then I'm going to do that same thing with the mouse, drop it to 50%. Okay, and last thing I want to do before I start going into my line work is I'm going to lock the layers. So I'm going to lock this layer, that way I don't move these images, and when I'm starting to create my line on top of it, if I move my image, then I might mess up my design. Okay, so I'm gonna lock it so I don't do that. And then what I'm gonna do after that is add a new layer, because we're gonna create our line work on a new layer. So I hit that little plus sign and I have layer 2. I'm gonna grab the pencil tool and I'm going to fill the stroke with black. Okay, don't fill the fill. Okay, so we don't want the line to have a fill inside. We're just gonna have one line. If I click on that little icon below, that's the smoothness. I recommend being about smoothness of 5, not anything higher such as 10 or anything lower such as 2. If it's lower, you'll have a lot more anchor points, these things. And that won't be as smooth. If you have it higher, then you'll have less, and that might make it look very jagged. Okay, so after that, I want to zoom in, and I'm gonna zoom and work in my raven first, and I'm gonna pick a spot, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start to, on the second layer, create my design, and I want to not just outline it. So I don't want you guys to do this and then fill inside, okay? What you're gonna actually do is you're gonna create the outline, but you're also gonna create this design inside. So you're gonna come in, maybe come back to the outline, put that outline in. I'm gonna wrap and fill, trying to keep the width between the lines even. Okay, if I stop, what you can do is just come back, right, and start again. What if I did that? Oops, I can undo that. Back, start again. One thing I want you guys to consider too is the width of the line. So with the width of the line, let's keep it around maybe 2, okay? 3 might be a little bit too thick. 1 might be a little bit too thin. So if you could keep it around 2, that would be great. With your line work, maybe see if you can create some kind of unity. So repeating some of the common shapes. So for example, maybe if my pen, coming back in with my pen tool, or pencil tool, sorry. Maybe I have this shape like that and I repeat it in multiple areas. That will create some unity. So I'm just gonna keep on continuing. You could also use some of the other manipulation tools if you want to cut a path and then kind of work inside and then bring the paths together. For example, if I take the scissors, oops, cut that right there, and then grab this, and I wanted to go this way, and then I took my pen tool and had that like that, and then I could join those two together. Okay, so feel free to go back to that other worksheet and take a look at how do you manipulate paths to help you recreate your design. Now, one thing I could do is take a look by hiding my reference image, take a look at my design, see if it's starting to look like my image. Now I'm I'm not even close to being done, so it's not gonna look like much, but that's one way you can take a look to see what it looks like without that reference image. Okay, feel free to call me in your room if you have any questions.